Okay, this is gonna be a little more difficult than I originally anticipated here because I'm in a kind of a different angle. So let's see if I can get my phone to stay. Maybe I'll have to shrink down here just a little bit. Welcome to Meals with Melissa. It is 10 a.m. or 9 a.m. Sorry, special time today. I just have stuff going on today, so I had to make sure that we're able to do this on time. So we are covering super simple salmon today. This is the way that I usually make my salmon. Yes, I'm kind of squatting down just a little bit because I can't quite get my phone and my tripod to behave today. So just forgive me, and I've got a great recipe for you. It's super, super easy. And I've already started, and that way you can kind of see what I do. I'm actually taking, and yes, this is actually fresh salmon, just freshly caught this week. One of my former clients, Carrie Island, who's amazing, texted me one day and said, "Do you want some fresh salmon?" And I said, "Heck yeah." So that is what we are doing today. I have some fresh salmon. I actually cut it in two slabs or pieces in order to fit in my pan. Now, normally I actually use a pancake griddle just because it's a lot easier, and I can do the whole thing at the same time, but this worked out just fine. So what I've actually done is I've taken my favorite seasoning for salmon, which is Weber's roasted garlic and herb. Now, I know there's a piece of chicken on the front, but you know what? It works just as great on salmon, and it's amazing. So what I do is I coat the top, and I stick it in the pan. I actually stick it in the pan first, skin side down. And the reason for that is that way I don't actually want the skin personally, so I do that so that it crisps up and I can take it directly off the salmon really super easy. I just take my spatula and I'm just going to remove it. And it is hot, so you know, trying not to burn myself. But I'm going to remove most of that. And then I actually add a little bit of extra seasoning and I'm going to flip it over. So that way, no matter how much of it, because of course I weigh mine out. This is my food prep. I figured, you know, get it both done at the same time. Kind of works great. All right, so I've got removed most of the skin. Now this one does contain some bones, so you know I will actually take those out as I'm breaking it up and putting it and weighing it and measuring it into my containers. Okay, so there we go. Now, as for the seasoning, if you are someone who needs sodium-free, they do make one that contains no sodium, no salt. You just have to look for it. It's a little bit smaller container. But honestly, it tastes so good, and I don't really need anything else on it. I don't need creams or sauces. This doesn't add anything to my macros. So I'm gonna flip it back over. Okay, and now I'm actually, because I've had this cooking for a little while, you know, we wanna cook it through, and it's a pretty good, thick piece of salmon. I'm actually going to kind of poke some, not really holes, but kind of start to take it apart and allow the heat to get inside. Just because I want it to cook a little bit faster, I want to make sure that, you know, I don't take it out before it's finished. Okay. So if you see just my regular piece of salmon here, it's prepared to go in as soon as this one's done. So I've actually coated the top with my seasoning. And like I said, I'm going to put it skin side down first, and that way it kind of crisps up the skin, allows me to easily take that off. And then I can coat the other side with my seasoning, flip it back over. One of the easiest things to do, guys, I keep it super simple. You know, when I work with clients and I give them their macros, it's usually a lean protein, a complex carb, and some green veggies. Because of course, you know, the more whole food that we can eat, the better off that we are. I don't tend to offer a lot of gluten and things like that. If I personally ever eat those things, it's usually for a free or a cheat meal, which is once in a while. You know, like I said, I try to keep it simple. That's why I do these every Saturday, to make sure that people understand that you don't have to make it complicated. I would say the biggest obstacle for most of us is time. So if I can accomplish more in a very short amount of time and teach you how to do it, that's why we're here. So by the time I'm done, I will have cooked both pieces. Now, I actually food prep, and I've actually had requests for more information and maybe some videos on food prepping, and I'm looking at doing a food prep 101. I know it seems daunting. I do. I know it seems daunting. It might be kind of like the first time you ever walked into a gym and got real overwhelmed. But, you know, I've been doing this for 7+ years, so I'm used to it. It's easy. I can do my entire food prep in about 45 minutes. I do that twice a week, and I'm good to go. I don't even have to think about it. So before I'm done, I will take out my lovely little containers. Now, I actually use plastic containers, but I don't heat my food back up. I actually eat it cold because usually I'm on the run, I'm between clients, I'm in the car. I don't necessarily need it to be heated. I know some of you think, ew, that's disgusting, but if you do choose to reheat your food, make sure that you get glass containers or BPA free. That will be super, super important because you don't want the chemicals in the product and the plastics to be leaching into your food. So I take my containers, I take my nice little scale, Everybody should have a food scale. Guys, 20 bucks. That's all it is. Go to Walmart, go on Amazon, 20 bucks. Super simple. I just start breaking it up, measuring it out to what I need, which today is 4 ounces. And then I throw like my yams or whatever else needs to be in there, and I'm good to go. So it takes me about 10 to 15 minutes per piece. This one, like I said, is a pretty good slab. Sometimes they're a little bit thinner, only takes, it doesn't take as much time. But guys, no excuses. Eating healthy is not that difficult. If it seems like it to you, you're making it way more complicated than it is. And that's from a perfectionist. So I know all about how it has to be perfect the first time around. Get over it. It's not that hard. Just try it. It's pretty super simple. So guys, again, I'll put a picture of this down below so that you can see it. I get mine at Walmart or Winco, super cheap, like 3 bucks. And that's what I use on all of my salmon. And honestly, I've been doing it for about 4 years. I'm not even tired of it. So there you go. Have an incredible weekend, you guys. That's Meals with Melissa. Have a great day.